Hello again. It's Ms Andrea, and I'm here with, and it starts like this. Perhaps it's the perfect book for a kid you know. The Game. It was only after his mom disappeared that Max started playing the game. He'd downloaded it months before because his friend Orson wouldn't shut up about it. The game was simple, he said, something you played on your tablet. But it was, and this is a direct quote here, truly a thing of beauty. Not your typical eye candy, flashy animation that tries to make a fantasy world look real. No, this game had, according to Orson, elegant graphic design, which he knew Max would appreciate, and which Max was pretty sure he would once he got around to playing it. But at the time, he was still upset with Muerte, the skull. Then the thing with Mom happened, and Max got desperate for something to distract him from the dark thoughts that had rooted in his brain, like bats in a cave. What he needed was something easy, a game that wouldn't make him think too hard and wouldn't stress him out any more than he already was. The beautiful and elegant part was just an added bonus. Turned out the game met all these requirements. It was, after all, about pruning trees. So Max opened it and started playing, and right away he saw what Orson meant about the design. It looked like art. Flat graphics, stark and clean, with hard shapes in red, yellow, and black. The electronic soundtrack was soft and serene, kind of zen, with just a hint of foreboding. His task was to help trees grow by carefully pruning them with a swipe of his finger, guiding them, urging them to lean toward the light, while protecting them from various kinds of danger. If he failed, he could always grow another one and try again. But if he got it right, the trees would burst into bloom, then the petals would fly off into a star-filled sky with a whooshing sound, like wind. Everything about the game was gorgeous. Max found himself wishing he'd designed it himself. The problem was, it didn't go on in the way that it had started. With each new level, the world grew more hostile, with fire and drought, urban sprawl, and the shadows of looming factory buildings, wild winds, and dying soil. At random times, he'd get this tiny blue flower, perched on a ledge somewhere, bright and cheerful, a little spark of hope. But that was just a tease, because after a while he stopped seeing the flowers anymore. And the trees, no matter what he did to help them, grew gnarled and ugly. It crept up on him a little at a time. The anxiety began to build, and the tasks got harder, until the heart-stopping moment of the muffled explosion, after which the screen went dark. Then the earth was spinning through space and time, the stars whirling by overhead until it came to rest on the final scene, a single tree, leafless and bent almost to the ground, alone in the darkness of a ruined planet. But no, that couldn't be the ending. Max refused to accept it, so he started pruning tenderly with infinite care, until slowly, the tree began to right itself, to stand straight and to grow slowly towards the light of the stars, which was all there was left. The sun was gone. But the tree never bloomed. In fact, it faded to white, or maybe it was silver, like a ghost tree, terrible and beautiful and unbearably sad. Max was stunned by the final screen because the sense of loss, the hopelessness, was exactly how he was feeling just then, only without the beautiful graphics and the Zen music. Yet, he didn't delete the game. He started over and played it again, hoping it would be like all the other games he ever played, that if he figured out the right tricks and was really smart, eventually he would win. But however many times he played it, the ending was always the same. So why would he keep playing a game that would always end in tragedy? Because he was addicted to it? Because no matter how badly things turned out, it was still beautiful? Yes to both. But it also had to do something with Max's inner hopefulness, because deep down he refused to accept anything short of a happy ending. And he was determined to keep trying till he got one, in the game and in his life. What Max didn't know yet, though he would in time, was that the right trick had never been some secret key or special move. The trick was never giving up. So, if second sleep sounds like something a kid you know would be interested in reading, make sure this one gets in their hands. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.